There was a time when coal mining was king around here. It was the only job for the most part a man could make a decent living, to support his family. And there was a time he could barely do that, coal mining. But there's a forgotten wheel that goes on that axle. Some of these places where there wasn't close access to the railroad, coal had to be moved somehow. And that's where the coal truck driver come in. He's a tough, rugged individual. Most of them was sons of the old coal miner. And many of them had been the mines themselves, been butchered up, broke up, looking for a different way to earn a living. And I got a lot of fond memories of them old Mack trucks. Old Oliver was the name of my dad's truck. An old blue and white 800 Mack. Had that big silver bulldog on the hood. And I tell you, some of the places they brung them trucks out of would plumb scare a mountain goat. Sometimes they'd tip it over, but more times than not, they'd get that truckload of coal dumped at the tipple. Them truckers, they sure put up with a lot too. See, they wasn't making a dime if they wasn't loaded, and things sometimes didn't go good. The mine was down and couldn't run coal. Different things could happen, and they still do. But times have changed so much. You see, most of them men back yonder was independent, and they had to make enough for a truck payment, fuel, and the dreaded breakdown, and hope that they drawed enough at the end of the week they could put groceries on the table. There was a brotherhood among most truckers, and if one of them was broke down, word traveled fast on that old CB, especially when they came along. And coal trucks would line up, they'd be lined up forever to help. Didn't matter if that old cold winter snow was a-blowing. Them drivers, they'd pitch in to help their brother out. That's what they done. And not never was a penny to be exchanged hands. A lot of times, if one of them's wife got word, she'd roll up with a hot thermos of coffee and a big thank you smile on her face. As a young, and I can remember going with my dad to help one of his brother truckers out. They'd be changing a transmission or a gear or a flat. And boy, I seen a lot of flats being fixed. Them old hammers be out of banging, breaking them tires down. And he took an old AC compressor off of a pickup truck motor, and he had it mounted on an old tube of tin. And he put a pulley on a wash machine motor and had a air compressor built. And that's how he aired them tires up on them old trucks. Things are a lot different anymore. You don't see people making stuff like that anymore. Them truckers, they all had big hearts. I remember a tale that happened right here close to home. They was hauling out of a holler, have one of them little blue gem mines. And they was a big family, had several kids living up there. They said most of them kids was out running around barefooted, and it was down toward fall of the year. And they said them truckers going in out there, they'd always pack extra stuff in their dinner buckets, apples and little cakes or whatever they had, and they'd give it to them kids as they went out of the holler through the day. And I reckon they all got together one evening and put all their money together, and they sent for them young'uns to somebody to pick them up a new pair of shoes. They had caring hearts, and I guess most of them come up hard and they knowed what it was like. You know, it'd be hard to sit and tell all the stories that them coal truck drivers and coal miners alike have done for people around, and they've had it rough, and they've took a whole lot of crap from different organizations or whatever, but all they've been trying to do was just earn a living and raise their family. They wouldn't have to cause nobody no harm or trouble or inconvenience them in no way. They's just trying to raise their families. You know, I got a lot of memories of these old tandem Macs rolling around. It's just a part of my childhood that'll always be there. I'm thankful for that. Most of the days these independence is over with and they all drive for a company these days, but I guess I'm blessed to have memories and grow up in a time when I did grow up. But anyway, I just wanted to remember the coal haulers and the men that drove them, you know, from my childhood, and just tell them thanks for the memories. And them old trucks, they sure fed a lot of families. Some of them drivers, they're still at it, and they're just as dedicated as ever. But I just want to dedicate this to my dad and all the other truckers that's went on before we have and are enjoying that big coal highway in the clouds and blowing black smoke and grabbing gears. Appreciate you fellers.